Welcome to the Bagchucker Podcast, where we break down life on the road in the NHL.
We're your hosts, Chris Mason and Hal Gill, a.k.a. Mace and Skillsy, former NHL players, current broadcasters for the Nashville Predators, lifelong Bagchuckers, dads, brothers, and sons. We've seen it all from the bus rides to the big leagues.
Each week, we'll dive into what's going on around the league. We'll give you travel tips, places to go, things to do, and stories from years of living out of a suitcase.
What do you say, Mace? Lobby in 10.
Just chuck your bags and let's go.
All right, welcome to Bagchucker, the podcast. Episode, what do we have, number 4, Mace?
It's number 4.
Number 4?
Yep.
I'm here, Hal Gill and Chris Mason.
Hello.
And we are so happy to have our first guest and co-host. What do we call her?
Yeah. Well, I think we've mentioned her a few times, so I think she's part of the family.
In the end, she's probably going to take over.
Well, she could probably take over the world, but we have to stop that in a way. So we have to control this. But yes, Lyndsay Rowley.
But yes, of course. Welcome, Lyndsay Rowley. Lyndsay,
I'm happy to
for
be
coming
here.
to Mace's Man Cave.
This is awesome. This is
It's
a
a
great
garage.
setup.
It's 85 outside right now, but it's probably about 100 in here?
115.
115.
No, it's not that bad.
Swass factor of 11.
It's not that bad.
Really nice.
It's hot. It's
really
hot.
nice.
But it's fun. We're trying to do things.
Not bad.
But we're excited. We've had episodes. We screwed up every one of them, so no pressure, Lyndsay.
No,
No pressure, Lyndsay. This is on you.
no.
It's on you.
We're looking for
To
you to
guess.
save us. But for those that don't know, Lyndsay is our babysitter with the Nashville Predators. She's been working on.
Well, I
Okay.
babysat Lyndsay a couple.
That I was gonna say, yeah. But to be fair,
She's your babysitter. Well, she's all of ours.
We're on the
She's our
desk at
best
Valley
friend.
Sports.
we all take care of each
We
other.
take care of each other.
Yes.
It's the best way.
Can I just get a few words in?
All right, fine. Go ahead.
Lyndsay Rowley is on the desk with me, babysitting me, Valley Sports, the pregame, intermissions, and postgame. And on the road, she has to babysit Mace, does the road pregame,
Yep.
intermissions,
Yes.
and whatnot. And she's also the rinkside reporter. She's done a plethora of other things. She's well-versed in everything, pretty much.
Thank you.
And so we're happy to have her on. I want to be the first to congratulate publicly. 10 years with the
Thank
Nashville
you.
Predators, going in your 10th season
Yeah.
right now.
Old as dirt.
No, 10 years in the show.
10 years in the
The
National.
veteran. The veteran.
10 years in the National.
How does that feel though, Lyndsay? Like we were talking about
Oh.
one of our podcasts. We're like, we've almost broadcasted as half as long as we played professional hockey, but it wasn't as long as you've done.
Well, I
10
mean,
years. You were the first.
you guys were in the league 10 more longer than 2. I know you were. Were
but
you in the league?
We're talking broadcast.
Well,
Broadcasting. That's
yeah. But I think it's a lot harder to play in the league for that long, let's be honest.
Broadcasting for one organization for a decade.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
That's
The
unheard of.
organization's kept me around. They've let me, my key still works. So that's a good thing.
that's the biggest.
There's rumblings around that's the GOAT legend, like with Crispy and Pete Weber. You're
Oh,
getting into
gosh.
that territory, which is,
I don't know if I can touch those guys, but I would be honored if I ever did. If I ever did get to that
Kinda halfway
level,
there,
that
though.
would be
Kinda
amazing.
halfway there, Vince.
I mean, gosh, when did the team start? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
98.
Jeez. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is 25.
You guys are, I
You've
I
done
know
10
you're not
seasons.
old. You're
I don't
you're just
know.
hitting your stride. You're
Wow.
just hitting your stride, to be honest. But I have to ask you, you guys, I remember I was going into 2017 season and I came in on an alumni trip and I got to see the Preds play and I was surveying everything. You were there. Mace was doing the radio, I believe, at that time.
Yeah, I was
right?
doing radio.
2017, but you were
Yep.
spotting it on TV.
I did some
I remember-
post-game stuff.
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
watching
Yeah.
you guys 2017 Stanley Cup Finals. You guys were on the desk together.
that was the
Crispy.
first time I
Crispy,
ever
yeah.
hosted.
You and
And
Crispy.
your first time hosting.
It was my first time hosting. I remember the vice president, actually the guy who gave me my break, vice president of what was then Fox Sports.
Yeah.
It wasn't Bally yet. Jeff Gensner was standing there like next to the camera, no pressure. And like, but he was being fully supportive. Don't get me wrong.
Don't
He was
screw
like,
it up.
no, he was like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And like, he joked years later being like, you looked so nervous. And I was like, but he was so supportive. He was like, you're going to be great. And I just remember looking over at Mace knowing like you hadn't done a lot of TV. I'm running the show. I mean, Crispy was there. Crispy can talk to anyone. So we knew we had him, but I knew like, holy cow, like I always like wanted this job of hosting, but who gets their first job hosting when it's a Stanley Cup final show? I was like pinching myself, but in the same token, like, do not screw this up. Like, this is your chance.
That's never been.
The team that's never been to the finals. Exactly. Like, my dream was always to cover a team in the Stanley Cup finals, but I never thought my first time ever hosting a show would be in the Stanley Cup finals. So it was just, I think I look back now and I'm like, I would love to host it now, having all this experience under my belt. Not that I know what I'm doing because I'm learning every day. I'm somewhat.
And Mace back.
Yeah, and have Crispy.
But you know what? You know what's crazy?
Punt Hal Gill. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't know that was your first time.
It was my first time ever hosting.
I think when you start like TV or whatever, like I was so like worried about myself not screwing up.
Same.
I didn't realize that.
And same with you.
I felt like you'd probably done it for sure. I'm like, that made me feel good. Crispy's like, you could ask Crispy.
Well, Crispy been doing it forever. Yeah, so it was like
whatever. Like he could say anything or nothing. That's amazing. Like,
it
doesn't matter what he says.
Right. Entertainer.
Yeah, that's what got me through. It's like no matter what, if we're like in a rut or something, we could just be like, hey, Crispy, how was the weather? Like he was going to give us a phenomenal answer. Yeah. But no, the shows were great. We ended up winning an Emmy for one of those shows. Yeah, it was right there. Yeah. So, it worked out.
Oh, you just have this laying around?
Yeah.
It's in the
put it right there.
Honestly been in the garage since I unpacked my box and I put all.
Yeah, I have all those too.
And
yeah,
there.
I think some of you are in boxes. I have this one out.
But I would like
is that too much?
I'd like to
thank
Lyndsay and Crispy. We talked about it. We also talked about imposter syndrome. That was probably the most
No,
symptom I had. I'm like, hey, you got an Emmy?
For what it's worth.
What's an Emmy?
Yeah.
What is an Emmy?
For what it's worth, I watched. Well, you guys were awesome. It was awesome. You had the best setting.
Well, that's.
Oh my God!
You're on the plaza. Oh,
exactly.
Broadway.
The fans. It was crazy. Nashville was on a different.
I remember when we clinched the finals and you cried.
Yeah, I did
on TV, and I was like, "Wow!"
I actually got emotional. Because
you did, and I was like, "That's amazing television." I don't know if this is real or fake, but keep it going, Mace.
Well, if I could, I'm better in a lot of areas in my life. Emotional.
No, I knew it was real. I'm kidding, but it was so authentic, and it was like I remember just being like, "We're going to do a great shows in the final."
Well, you got to get into things, and that was I talked to Skillsy about actually winning the Stanley Cup, and there was guys on that team that I played with that had a chance. They just earned their way in the Stanley Cup final. A team that was not supposed to do it.
Yeah,
and that's like when you get caught up in that stuff. I get into it. So
yeah,
it really did. It really I was in the moment, and like you said, when you're outside in the plaza, like you guys do now, on the special games and playoffs and things like that, you get caught up in that energy and everything like that. It was that's probably one of my favorite sports memories, and I'm putting up there with some of my own playing sports memories.
That was amazing. I want to do it again though, because I feel like we were such, I don't know, so green to broadcasting that I was so worried about messing up and things like that. And the team, like, I mean, of course, second time around, we're going to be concerned about the team winning, but like, I didn't soak it all up as much as I wish I would have, just because I was so concerned about like, everything has to be perfect.
You had more pressure.
I can't mess up.
You're starting everything. And you do a good job because you're the one that when the lights go on and we're back from commercial, you have to direct everything. So that's a lot of focus. And for us, Skillsy, we just, whatever Lyndsay asked us, we just answered.
I talked about hockey. That's the only thing.
That's your job.
It's the only thing in the world I know. Well, I mean, I know a couple other hockey.
No.
Mostly.
I mean, I used to be an analyst for college volleyball. I loved being an analyst because it's like, I'll just listen. Well, no, sorry. I'm not trying to jump ahead, but you were talking about a finals. On the reverse side of that, you guys know last night I hosted an event previewing the episode with Philip Forsberg for the Amazon Prime docuseries. Let's talk about, though, the craziest thing to me is the previews I've seen with Connor McDavid and being in the locker room when he was like, dig the F in. And he's like losing his mind.
Yeah.
Because I've always seen him as like a quiet leader.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, like, he's scary. Like that was I feel like I would be.
I thought he was kind of whiny.
You thought he was whining?
No, I liked it. I thought he was like,
No, but do not take it as like, for example, like I don't see.
you talked about it, Skillsy, on the one. He wants his fix.
Like you don't see Roman Yossi as like a super loud vocal, like until he blows up, and like that's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Connor's always like that.
Well, that's
in
what
a locker room.
The whole was on Prime thing is built to show you, what
Yeah.
it's really like.
Yeah,
That made me like him more because obviously he's one of the best players to ever have played the game.
yeah.
And to see that where he was so disappointed when they lost both games in Florida, and he's like,
win one
Like I swear
effing game,
again,
one effing game at home ice.
and
I
he
was like, oh
legitimately, you can tell like, when guys are faking it. He wasn't faking it.
no.
He was pissed.
Well, there's pressure on him, not only as a team, Edmonton, the skill they have, but him as an individual. Like Connor McDavid having not, like he is the name of the NHL. He has not won a cup yet.
Move on to Connor Bedard. Everyone's got one
It's
cup or
not
else you're
leading the
not-
league. Yeah, it's not leading the league in points. It's not
Yeah.
the score of 1,000,000 goals. It's winning the Stanley Cup. He hasn't done it. He's been almost close a couple of times, and that was the closest he's ever been.
I wanted them for
That's
Ekholm
what you
too.
talked about. I got a good clip I got to put out too about you got to get the fix. You lost like to Detroit, and then you got to play the same team.
And you win. You think I couldn't want anything more, and then you win it. But now he won it even more.
Yeah,
I
want that again.
You can see that coming out of Connor McDavid.
You know, you've said that to me because as somebody asked me, who do I want to win the cup? And I said, I want Edmonton to win the cup because if we see him like being in the West, if we see him, I don't want to face a cupless Connor McDavid. And you said it does not matter the second time around. You're like, he's going to want it just as much. And I was like,
even more.
All right, I'll go screw myself. I normally use a different word there, but I'm trying to be good. You're welcome.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
I'm clean.
I am.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We have to get back to it's all about you, Rowley.
Yeah.
Sorry. Got off track.
Again,
Introduction.
today. You can do all that stuff later. Right now, we're trying to dig into who Lyndsay Rowley is. All right. So,
jeez.
Amazing. We're talking about this. A certain line of questioning we have to have. You went from you're a Bagchucker miracle.
You are. You're the Connor McDavid, except you weren't always Connor McDavid.
No, you had the best offseason.
I think it would be like Jekyll and Hyde more.
You went from suck to star.
Oh my God.
Went from
You're not wrong.
fourth line.
Just
junior
dump it
college
in, go get the
club
clock, get
team
off the ice,
to
maybe drop the mitts every once in a
NHL
while.
All-Star.
I did, yeah.
And I just want to know, are you and just so that people know, when we get it, there's oftentimes you beat us to the lobby,
which is
you
could beat me. Like
I don't understand. I got hair, I got makeup, I got outfit change, and y'all are so slow.
I want to know how it's done.
What are you doing?
I don't think I am.
I led the league several years in a row. I'm fast. I have a problem. I do have a problem. But I don't know how you do it. How do you change? How do you do this? First of all, just take us through your evolution of suck to start. And how did you become great Bagchucker that you are?
Well, a long story short, I didn't go out as much when I first got in the league. I wasn't as social.
Liz, you're going to go out with us? And you'd say, I'm going to order a bucket of sushi and eat it in bed.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a bucket of sushi. Yeah. No, to be fair, I was, in all honesty, I was in a relationship that was pretty toxic, and I wasn't very social. That it's as simple as that. And then once I kind of was out of that relationship and I started branching out as far as having new and better friendships and things like that, and honestly becoming a healthier human in all facets of my life, not just my friendships, but being more social and not just closing myself off all the time, and that wasn't just on the road. I was like that at home too. I wasn't myself. And so a lot of that process of not only becoming a Bagchucker, but I also got back into discovering who I was. And I am a social, fun, outgoing human. And during that time in my life when I wasn't going out, I wasn't that human. So that's a little bit of the inside of my personal life. But when I finally got to being a good Bagchucker, it's all about organization. Men are not organized. So that's the problem.
I want to, before you get into that, because I want to ask you about that specifically. Mace, I don't know if you know this. Mace was opening up we're Bagchuckers, we're big dumb animals. Mace opened up. I tried to open up. I tried to open up like a little bit. Yeah. And Mace opened way up.
Like, and you drink light beer sometimes, not just IPAs.
No, but I appreciate your honesty in saying that. But I do want to say that's a great growth in your life that you went through.
It happens. It happens to people.
Also, is it safe to say that bagchucking saved your life?
Oh, Jesus.
Made you a better person.
Well, and I almost just cussed for the first time.
We've also said...
I almost cussed for the first time on the bag.
I'm sorry. I had to throw but going back to your...
Yes, bagchucking
going back,
my life.
I won't make you answer. When I do want to know...
Queen of bagchuck.
Because I literally had one out in my bag. It's like, I just put it on.
Right.
Like, we all joked about checking our bag, but like, I don't want to wear a suit. I changed.
No, it's not comfortable. And I dress nice on the plane too. So I don't wear what I wear on the plane when we go out.
Break it down to, I know what Skills is getting at is like, okay, break it down. Then like, how do you do the turnaround? Like,
how does it happen so fast?
You don't like, I have to wear a suit on the plane. I hate wearing whatever, but I'm wearing
well, that's
jeans.
why I don't understand how I beat you guys, because like, I don't pack extras. Like, that's the thing. If I shouldn't say that. If we're on a long trip, I will pack extras. If we're on a short trip, like, I know what I'm wearing each night. But when I pack like, okay, when I get in, I'm wearing this when we go out that night. I'm wearing this for that game. On our off day, I'll wear this if I have a comfortable day. If we work out, I'll wear this. Like, I am well, I grew up with my mom, so I was always on the road for my mom was a college coach. So I went on the road with my mom. I learned my packing from mom.
We'll have to get into the mom story.
Yeah. My mom is the best. Oh gosh. Yeah. My mom is the queen of Vancouver. But no, but I learned all my packing skills from my mom. Love you, Dad. Can't pack. My dad will pack. We went to my sister's wedding. I just had my sister's wedding this past weekend. One night in a hotel. He wore the outfit and is carrying the suit. And comes out with a suitcase. What's in that suitcase? Why? I said, Dad, why do you need a suitcase? He goes, well, I guess I can bring my backpack. I'm like, Dad, I love you, but worst packer on the face of the planet. Love it. But we all learned our packing skills from our mom. So I'm very
here's the problem.
But that's why I don't understand, because I don't
let me talk.
I know, because you're
not the host anymore.
Oh, it's your shame. It's your shame.
You are going to soak that up so much until season starts.
Eventually you'll be. But for now, I bring in my duffel bag my clothes I'm going to wear out.
Yeah.
I drop my bag, take my clothes off, put on those other clothes, and go.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't go home. You don't take a poop. You don't do those things. Yes, you do. No, you don't make a coffee.
Those are private.
I was going to say.
We don't have to open up that much.
No, I'm saying there's no way.
You like to brush.
Yeah.
No, I touch my makeup. I'm changed. I touch my makeup up. I fluff my hair and I'm out the door. My thing is, you guys change and you do one of three things. You call home, you poop, or you make a coffee. Any of those, I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you if you do any of those three things.
That's true.
And that's what you do. So that's why I beat you. Cut out all three of those and you won't beat me.
No, that's true. And
that's fair enough. Yeah, okay.
That's fair enough. Well, thanks. I think you explained. Let's stop.
All right, no, it is impressive though.
It is. Because
we call ourselves bagchuckers. We joke about checking our bags and going. It is impressive how you turn it around so quick. So
that's the thing.
Bagchucker shout out. Congratulations. If anyone is faster time in and out, a bagchucker of the week is obvious.
Sometimes I beat you though because you guys film a video, and that's to be excused because you guys are filming a video.
Yeah, but still, I would say percentage-wise, you're usually the first person.
Yeah,
that's down and ready to go.
And also, I don't know anyone that is more prepared. No.
Like reservations and stuff?
Yeah. No, I don't care where we go. You know exactly where the hotel is. You know what the lobby bar looks like.
I don't like wasting time.
No, you don't.
The location of the place that we're supposed to meet at.
This is Bagchucker. We're not talking about Bagchucker 101 stuff. We're in like
This is a master class. Okay, this is a master class. This is a PhD.
Yeah.
But it's a curse and a blessing because then everyone, like on a night when I don't feel like doing it or something, like everybody looks to me and people are like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I didn't plan on it."
Daytime activities.
Take us through your process as far as I'm going to a new city.
Mm-hmm.
How do I break it down? What are you looking for?
I love trying new restaurants, first and foremost. Love trying new restaurants. I look at, because I know Mace loves, like, he's big into the carnivore diet and all that. I know you're coming less into that, but also we all love a good steakhouse.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we'll gear towards that, or even an Italian place, a lot of times we'll have like the steak option. So I try to look for those and something that like everybody can appeal to, but something that has like a cool atmosphere. If we're going somewhere that's like a Vancouver, try to find a spot on the water, something like that we can all enjoy. And most of the time while we're there, I would say 80% of the stuff we're talking about is work anyway. So that's why that's the number one thing I like getting us all. I know that sounds weird. Like we're all together talking about work because I like it. I'm not just saying that, but it is. That's where we come up with some of our best ideas. Some of our best ideas is we're enjoying each other's time, 100%. But we're also, and we're having dinner together, but we're also coming up with great ideas or pointing something out for the broadcast the next day or whatever it may be. So it's like business and pleasure all mixed together. And so I enjoy, and plus you guys know I just love planning stuff. Like my stress buster, and you guys both know this, during the year, I lay in bed and literally Google flights and hotels and things like that. Because every summer I take a trip to either Europe or Asia or wherever. And I do that. And every year people are astounded by what I pay for these trips, because that's my stress buster, is Googling and planning these trips. So it's like, I love planning things. I love like rooftop cocktails and and you know, like
good at it,
hot
though,
spots, things like that.
And you've become a victim. I will.
But no, but I do love doing it.
I've been that person before, and I'd have to come up with.
Most of the time, I do enjoy doing it.
And then you get like, I know you get like if you ever plan something, you're like, if I plan something or anybody plans something, I'm not saying you or you, but you're always like, you want to make sure everyone likes it,
right?
So you're always like, is it good? Like, that's pretty good.
I'm almost 50 years.
I know.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I've gotten better about that.
Don't BS me.
You do care. I've gotten better about that. I used to care a lot. Like, be like, oh gosh, is everybody? But now I've realized our group is so cool that I'm like, okay, if everybody doesn't like it, they don't care.
Like if I picked a terrible spot, if it was on me, let's say one time, like, okay, right, you pick this spot, this is your area, Calgary or something.
Right.
Yeah, I bet you.
Mace, speaking of restaurants,
no shuffleboard, no darts, no nothing. To be like, oh, but you guys would be like, Mace, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Right.
But Skillsy would say, but it was terrible.
But Lyndsay, you don't just do restaurants. You go everything. You branch out.
I try. Like I try darts and shuffleboard. I try to find that.
There's one place I talked about. There's a beer spot.
Yeah, we want a beer spot in Denver. Really want to try that.
Like we gotta hit that.
Yeah.
You also hit activities.
On our off day, something.
You always come up with like.
I try to find something that don't involve alcohol too, but that's tough.
Well, pickleball.
To be honest, pickleball. Yeah. This year we're gonna try and do more pickleball. This year, I want to do a lot more pickleball. We did a lot. You bought me the racket. I gotta find my racket because I want to go all the time. Okay, but I want to do that a lot more now.
Well, I was for.
I know, and I know our coaches like it too. So we can like on an off day do like a tournament and like get after it. And
did you just call it the coaching stuff?
I mean,
Bagchucker coaching.
I said non-alcohol, but you know there's going to be like a pool of beers there.
Showdown with Bagchucker.
Absolutely.
Nick Barnowski, team captain. Bruno plays, doesn't he?
Bruno plays. They all play.
Oh, buddy.
All right. Benny's got into it. He's
Benny. Oh, Benny.
Coach Ben Vanderclock. He's an
I'm in.
He's getting into it.
Do you know how competitive I am? Like when I go up to, I get so angry.
Well, we have to talk about that. How many times have we had epic battles?
Yeah.
You and Will versus
Jason and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, who wins?
And when I get up to Spike, like I'm aiming for you.
Who wins actually darts or shuffleboard or
cornhole and
cornhole?
Shuffleboard is
like who wins usually, Lyndsay? We're just curious.
Me?
When
was the last time you beat me at anything?
We're getting video evidence next time, by the way.
Mason and I versus you and Willie. We beat you every time.
I don't remember why.
I don't remember a lot. So there's another segment. We'll get We're not going to fight about this.
We'll get video evidence. The last time I remember, and I think I was playing on Willie's side, and you guys were playing on the.
I'm not saying you've never beat us, but
No, you and I played together.
Cornhole, we made it rain at the end.
When did we play together? Was it darts? Is that when?
Yeah, we played together in dart.
Is that when
in the playoffs?
Dart in Skillsy's leg?
No, he threw one in my leg. In Columbus. In Columbus. I wasn't near the dick.
But
can I say that?
Was like, the funniest part was Lyndsay goes like this. She goes, "Oh my God, Mace, look!" I'm like, "What?"
And there was a dart sticking out.
I'm like looking at her. I'm like, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Look," and she points down. It was like Ace Ventura when he's got a arrow in his. And there's a dart in his leg. I said, "Oh my God."
We had a picture. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I know. You threw a dart in my thigh. It hurt.
All right, moving on. Trying to keep this.
We'll get back to that. That's going to be an ongoing story. We'll track all the competitions this season.
That we should. We need a board. We'll put a board back there.
For your competitiveness, let's go into that. Let's take us through your life story, because I get confused sometimes. I hear you telling people volleyball.
Yeah.
Your mother was a volleyball coach, coached you all the way.
Mm-hmm. For the most part, yeah.
And she's the best.
Yeah.
But volleyball, take us from there. Grew up in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes.
Seamus O'Reilly.
Which you give me a lot of crap for.
Ohio is a wonderful place.
You give me so much crap.
Now that Izzy's not there.
I'm
saying about it though.
And he says Columbus
My daughter
is
was
so
at Ohio
awesome.
And lacrosse.
And you love Columbus in general.
Columbus, Ohio.
That's where I'm from. Really, so you can't give me crap about Ohio and love Columbus.
There was one year where he kind of quieted his rhetoric.
10 minutes from Columbus.
Ohio is not my favorite state.
What's it? I love OH.
I know.
You just said.
I know.
I didn't even get it.
But he was all about
it.
That year.
He still has a Buckeye hat. He's got a Buckeye shirt. He's got everything. We have that recorded.
Okay. Take us through your story, because it's an interesting sometime in New York City. Baseball, you've done football, you ended up with hockey. So take us through your whole story.
It's kind of long, so I'll try and shorten it as much as I can. I know, yeah, grab a beer. No. So I grew up in a gym. My mom was a college coach, 2 sisters, younger sisters. So our daycare was basically whatever was going on at the university. All of our babysitters were other athletes. So it was just like when mom was practicing, a softball player was babysitting us, or a basketball player.
What do they call a volleyball rat? Like a rink rat? It's like,
I guess
you're just saying
a gym rat, I guess. Gym rat. Yeah, we would. I think we actually, mom never officially told us, but I think we got a janitor fired once because my sisters and I convinced him to tie rope. You know those little scooters that they had in gyms? We convinced him to tie one of those to the rim of the basketball thing and like push us around. I think it bent and we think we got him fired.
No way.
So whoever you are out there, sir, terribly sorry.
Guy's just been a good guy.
The first person.
I know. I don't think it was his first offense, but but my sisters and I, we were just constantly in a gym, which when I grew up and decided I wanted to play volleyball competitively was great, because I had a gym and a net I could constantly use. And there was always, the serve machines I could use. And my mom would always come down and help me on her breaks and things like that. So I did grow up to go on and play at High Point University. I played there for 4 years. And then ultimately
High Point's like a country club. Like it's like
very spoiled. I could have never gone there.
It makes a lot of sense.
It's not the
that adds up.
No, it was awesome. I loved it. I'm very, very fortunate to have gone there. If I wasn't playing volleyball, I wouldn't have been able to go. So very, very lucky to have gone there. And then my coach put me in connection with the Georgia State coach. They have a great business program. Ultimately, I always wanted to work on Wall Street and run with the big dogs.
Wow.
And about a week before I was supposed to officially commit, sign all the papers, the coach called me and she goes, "I'm so sorry. One of my former players who was my number one choice, I'm not going to lie to you, she wasn't supposed to come, and now she's saying she wants to come. I hope you understand. I just want to be honest with you." And I was like, "I get it. Thank you for being honest." And that same week, my mom had a graduate assistant lined up, and she found out, her husband found out she was pregnant. And she was like, "I think this is not the best choice for me." And my mom was like, "We're probably going to kill each other. do you want to be my graduate assistant coach? And I was like, sure, let's do it. And like all the coaches in the like athletic department were kind of like my like aunts and uncles. I swear, the football coach swears up and down he had nothing to do with it. The GAs stay in the dorms. I was on a floor with the football team. I was a graduate assistant volleyball coach on a floor in a dorm with the football team.
Probably running their show.
And I was like,
yeah, we thought we were going to be the old elf.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it was like, it was just like, they knew because my mom was such like a hard ass, for lack of a better term. Like she's just like, everybody was like, kind of scared of her. She kind of ran the athletic department. So anyway, it was fun. We were a little worried about, because we're very like, I don't know, type A. We ended up getting along great. She's a scary individual. I got lots of stories we can tell on different episodes about my mom coaching.
She is the best.
She is so scary. I was not there.
I love Jeff too. Jeff's amazing.
Oh man, she caught her teen drinking one time and it was ugly.
Yeah. I love how you guys include everybody in your family.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Everybody always feels
so Irish,
right?
Included. I remember I came in one day to the office, in the GA office, like we were tucked away in this little like hole. Just because, we were bottom barrel. And I come in, the soccer coach goes, "You're not going to believe this morning." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Go ask my GA." And I'm like, so I walk in and I'm like, "Seth, what happened this morning?" He goes, "Your mom's scary." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, we walk in, we had a tough loss the night before. So I knew my mom was coming in fiery. So she comes in and he's like, he goes, "I was standing near and where the coffee maker is, but the coffee maker wasn't there." And your mom walks up and goes, "Where's the coffee maker, Seth?" And he goes, "Oh, the football coaches took it into their room." And she goes, "They did what?" And he said she walked right in and they're in the middle with like PowerPoint up and everything, ripped it out of the wall and walked out, didn't say a word. And she said, she plugged it into the wall and he just goes, "I love you." And she was like, and she was like, yeah. She just walked away. I'm like, oh my God.
She made eye contact with the person who did it.
Oh my God. The whole coaching staff and just like walked into so that's just one. But anyway,
that's awesome.
Neither one about you.
Yeah, it does.
But my mom is
more clarity now. I understand you a little bit better.
She does not take any crap. No, I mean, she was a coach for 28 years. So yeah, she's awesome. But yeah, we always, whenever we had a really bad loss, my dad, because they were empty nesters at the time, I would obviously lived in the dorms. We had a really bad loss. I would go home so mom and I could hash it out because we knew neither one of us were going to sleep. And my dad would just hide in the back of the house, but he would put two bottles of red wine on the front like table.
So you could hash it out
and take the dog in the back. So we would walk in and we would each have our own bottle of red wine and we would just sit there and talk about how badly our team played.
Jeff's a wise man, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he knows when to hide. He knows when to hide. Yeah.
I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be in the middle of it. This is what you need.
Okay, wait. So you're
so sorry. Yeah, I got off track a little bit.
No, that was good. That's good.
Yeah. So I got
Bob Cole telling us.
I just
exactly what
wrap it.
Whatever we want. We have no time limits.
Well, that's good. So I was going into my the summer of what it was going to be my final season, the third one, and I got an amazing offer to work for a company in Wall Street in New York. And I did 3 or 4 months there, and then they offered me a massive job.
What?
And
I did not know this.
Yeah, and can
I stop you there?
I
want to ask. So, were you on the floor?
No.
And doing all that stuff?
No. I was in marketing, so I was like, I was right off a wall. So I was like, right.
But you're there, though.
Yeah, like right next to Statue of Liberty. Yeah. It was
trying
to think of the name of it.
I knew you lived in New York, but
yeah. It wasn't
like the biggest.
No, I was doing marketing, to be fair. No, I was not like trading or anything like that.
No, okay.
No, I know. I was doing marketing communication.
That's just as important.
But no, yeah, it was a lot. It was awesome. It was everything I thought I ever wanted. And I had the job and I was there like a month and a half. And I was like, I love New York, but this is not what I thought I wanted. I miss sports. Called my mom. I was like, "Hey, have you replaced me yet?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Can I come back?"
No.
And she was like, "Yeah." So I just went to and I knew my boss was awesome. I was like, "Look, I'm so sorry. Like, this just isn't what I want." And they were like, "We understand. Like, thank you."
When is she going to grow up?
I know, right?
And here she comes.
So I went back.
She's like,
and
my wine budget's going to go up.
Exactly. Now we got to go through another year of this. So it was the end of the summer, right before volleyball season started. I moved back, and my actually it was the quarterback of the football team at the time, who was my age because he took a victory lap and had another year of eligibility. And he was like, hey, I just interned at Channel 4 for a couple months with Jared Smalley, who's the news director, sports director. He's awesome. He's so great. And he was like, why don't, he was like, you love sports. He was like, what's the worst that can come from it? Why don't you just go intern with him? And I was like, sure. So it was so funny because I was the oldest intern. I was like 22 by at least 4 years. Like these interns are like 17, 18, Ohio State. So we'd get done with the shift. I'd be like, you want to go have a beer? And I'm like, oh.
This wasn't even on your radar.
Hey,
This was
no.
not on your radar.
Not at all. Not at all. And I was like, I was getting my MBA at the time because I wanted to go into business and like run a man's world, basically. And sorry, but I just
It's not a bar still.
but then
Don't
I was
brag about it.
Well,
Don't have to brag about it.
relax. You're there. You're
Shut up.
there. It's your world.
But no, and then one thing, I was supposed to be like a 2-3 month internship. It turned into a 9-month internship. I stayed there after I got done with volleyball. And by the end of it, I wasn't getting paid, but I was helping write newscasts. I got to interview Urban Meyer. I was covering the Blue Jackets. I was doing basically everything. And then I got onto LinkedIn and I was very fortunate that Jared, who I started working with, and Matt Barnes, who was the other sports guy, helped me make a resume reel. That was awesome.
Oh.
And they would stay late. Like they would get done with, they obviously had the 11 o'clock news. They would get done and they would let me re-record the show doing like the script that I helped write, but me do it. And they would record it and put it on a thumb drive. They would stay late and let me re-record it in the studio and help me make my resume reel.
But like to other people, like that's your job, whatever you were doing that night was done.
Yeah.
And so you're staying overtime and you're re-recording.
Yeah. To help an intern.
The stories were.
Yeah. To help an intern. Yeah, just record. Like, and not just them. They would ask like the producer or whoever, be like, hey, can you stay 5 more minutes? So Lyndsay's going to re-record the sports. Like they were awesome.
But you were doing it till you're like, hey, I want to do this. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it.
Yeah, 100%. And because you have to have a resume reel, but I would not have a career without those two guys and everyone who helped me at Channel 4. They were amazing.
That is awesome.
And so I literally got on LinkedIn, searched the words game coordinator in the NBA, the NHL, NFL, MLB, everywhere. I must have sent out 1,000 messages with my resume reel. One got back to me and it was the Charlotte, then Bobcats. They went back to Hornets while I was there. And the guy got back to me and he was like, hey, we have an opening for the arena host. It's not going to pay anything, but if you want to drive down here and audition. So I went to Jared, my mentor, and I was like, look, I'm going to be doing like silly games and stuff. Is this what I want to do? And he was like, you do not turn this down. Yeah. Go. And I was like, all right. So I went down and
Is this when you were hanging out with MJ?
Yeah. Well, not hanging out with him, but yeah, he was technically my boss, I guess, because I remember the first time I met him. I ended up getting the job. I remember it was my like first night.
Michael Jordan.
It was my
not a big deal.
It was my first night on the job. I remember I was going like they were like, okay, I ended up getting the job. And thank goodness I had one of my friends from college, Jeff. He was living there, actually working for the Charlotte Bobcats at the same time. He dated one of the girls on the volleyball team. I was good friends with him, and he was like, "Hey, I've got a 2-bedroom. If you want to rent it for a couple $100." Like I was like, "Yes." So it was like ended up working out great. And then I was doing college football for the MAC conference out of Columbus. I was driving back and forth like 14 hours round trip for the first like 4 months of my career. And then, so anyway, so I remember my first hit, my whatever person who was handling, my handler was like, hey, we're going to go up to the third, like follow me. We're going to this elevator. And I always said in my career when I first started, there's 2 people who would intimidate me. Urban Meyer, because back then it was like, he was, the god of Ohio State. Yeah. Because my dad is like the biggest Ohio State fan ever.
Edgy.
And Michael Jordan. I know. And Michael Jordan. So I'd already interviewed Urban Meyer. So I was like, and now technically I'm working for him. And so I was like, I'm like, he's such a big dog. Like, I doubt I'll ever see him. First day, the elevator doors open. He's standing there with his then girlfriend, soon to be wife. And I just froze.
No way.
I mean, it was the worst interaction. And he was like, oh, hi. You're the new arena host. We're happy to have you here. Well, I mean, yeah, he had to approve me. He's the owner of the team. And he was like, we're happy to have you here. And I went, man, like I did not make
you sounded like a minion.
Any words. And I'm sure he's used to that. He's used to people who can't speak. Like he's a legend.
I get that a lot.
And
he likes to gamble.
And so, but he would, thank God.
I'm kidding though. I'm trying to, he is the,
at Christmas parties, he would run the pool table and gamble against the players. It was so cool to watch.
That's cool though.
Oh my God.
I love that he knew who you were.
Oh my God.
Like that because.
But thank God he got off. And the best part, the handle, I can't think of her name. And the doors closed and she goes, you handled that well. I'm like, God. The next time I got in an elevator with him, I was like, Mr. Jordan, I'm really sorry. The first time we met, I was like, growing up, you've just been one of my favorite athletes. And he was like, no problem. Happy to have you here. And like, that's all we, and then I don't think we ever spoke again. But like, I was just like so humiliated. I was like, oh my gosh.
There's nothing original you can say to Michael Jordan.
No.
By the way, there's nothing.
Yeah, but
like, hey, I really appreciate,
and you don't know.
You changed my life.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, I've heard that a million times.
Yeah.
I'm the ultimate competitor of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, basically.
But he's a human being now too, though.
I know. So you can't say anything original. Like,
yeah.
There's nothing you can say that's like profound.
Right.
Well, you could.
Really good story. One of my favorite. You're all right. Hey, I followed your career. Oh my God. That makes me like sweat thinking about somebody saying that to him. Oh my God.
Well, we need to get in that because the feeling you're talking about, I had that one person in my life that I ever had that feeling. It was Wayne Gretzky.
I was just going to say, was it Wayne Gretzky?
I knew people that knew him and that said, oh, he's the best guy. Wait till you meet him, blah, blah, blah. It didn't matter. Like I was actually nervous. Like I was.
Oh, I would be so nervous.
It was, but we have to, I'd be interested to see if you've ever had that feeling.
One
person.
Okay.
I want to know, and I'll explain
like
the whole
he's
story.
not
It's a great story. Yeah. I've seen him too. I saw him actually.
Did you form words when you met him?
They weren't what I planned on because I'll tell the story later. Yeah, no, because I knew I was going to be seeing him and I had something for him because
you brought him a gift.
Yeah, because it was,
aren't you cute?
Yeah, but this is why we need to get in the story.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, I got a Wayne Gretzky. I'm going for practice for an alumni game at St. Louis when they did the outdoor game. And he walks into the room and he's going like, I'm thinking Wayne Gretzky, like the best.
That's the way I would be if I saw him.
Nickname is the great one.
Yeah.
I'm from Red Deer, Alberta. It's Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
You know, Edmonton Oilers. Like that's
like you don't have to say it. Like everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly. He's the best.
Did you pee your pants?
Well, no, I think it could have been somewhere else.
You pooped your pants.
No, it could have almost though if I didn't. Yeah. But he's like, he walks in and he starts like ripping guys like left and right. He's like,
stop.
He's like, oh, like Chaser's there. He's like ripping everybody. And he's like, I'm like, holy shit.
I love that.
Did he rip you?
One of the boys.
No, he didn't know me. But guess what? My stall right beside Wayne Gretzky.
Stop.
Yeah. One of the boys.
What was your present?
We'll get into that another. We'll get into that. That's another one.
Okay, I want to hear that story.
And I like him even more now that
I've always wanted to meet him.
Because he was coming in, he came in, he did the skate. We all got there at different times. We're trying to work. No one plays anymore.
Yeah.
This is like 2019, whatever. And, but he's coming off and he starts like chirping everybody. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Wayne Gretzky's fine. he's like a sarcastic and everything.
Yeah. You wouldn't guess.
But I was like,
well, now because you see him on TNC.
That's the first time
You've seen him on TNC. But then you wouldn't have known. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. But even though a lot of teammates I have told me, he's a great guy. He's like one of us. I'm like, no, there's no way.
That's awesome.
And I'd watched him so much. And that was the first time I ever think I had a reaction to somebody.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Mario Lemieux was like, you see him on the ice and he's just glorious. He's just like,
he's got the hair.
He's way bigger than you ever think he was from watching on TV.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, he's good looking and he's just casual and then he's nasty on the ice. But then off the ice, like he walks into a room. There is not a woman, I don't care, married, single, 10 years old, 70-year-old, like
everyone's looking at him.
Woman turns and is like, oh my God, he's so handsome. Every guy turns 10 to 70. It doesn't matter who, every boy, man turns and goes, he's in charge. That guy's in charge. That's the guy. He just walked in.
Men want to be him.
Yeah, men want to be him. Women want to be with him.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's him.
Yeah. And what's his name? What's his name?
And then he comes, and then he proceeds to go around. And I don't know how he does it. He goes around to everyone at the party, introduces himself, and says, and calls them by name.
Yeah,
he's already done his research. He knows everyone's name.
I can confirm that. I can confirm.
And I'm like, knew my family. He's like, hey, Ann, these your children? Is this Isabel? I'm like,
Wow. That's impressive.
Oh, Mary Lemieux knows something about me.
Wow.
Mary, get away. This
Kind
is
of
not my
a
wife.
big deal right
This is
now.
get away from
Right.
my wife, please, immediately.
That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah.
Just out.
Yeah.
And then he blew me away.
But he cares.
We have to have an
that's
episode of all the
impressive.
disappointment. Because I know,
I could have.
I know Lyndsay has one disappointment. I was there
we-
to witness.
I
Oh my
wish.
God. Stop. No.
Should we
need to
leave
do
it-
I thought about that last
Should we
night
leave
and I
it at
couldn't
the-
sleep.
should we leave
No,
it at
I don't-
One bar.
We're not
Does
doing
it
it.
keep you up?
Yes, I thought about it
Still?
last night and I couldn't
Still?
sleep. I am so humiliated from that
Good
interaction.
anxiety.
I do have anxiety. Yeah. And that
Should we
just.
talk about it now? Or-
No,
or-
I don't
No,
want to
let's
talk
save
about
it.
it.
That's
We'll
a
save
full-
it. That is like a
That's a
full
whole
just
thing.
a
Can I
lot
just
to
tell the story?
unpack. No.
We were in Vancouver.
Even say who it is.
I won't say who.
No, I don't want
We
to.
were in Vancouver. We were sitting at a sushi restaurant where there was an older gentleman.
He was more
sitting
embarrassing.
at a bar,
I get.
So humiliating. I will
Come on.
never approach anyone ever again.
and Lyndsay
You
went
did it
over
nice.
to appreciate him and tell him how much she loves his work and what
I
he's
grew up
done
watching.
as an actor.
Just does nothing. Just say, hey, I appreciate what you do.
I don't want to say his name because
No, we have to.
How are we going to do an episode now? You're doing the whole.
Just say who it is. We'll tell the whole story.
I don't remember his
You're telling the whole
I've walked him out
story.
of my. Anyway,
You're already telling the whole
No, but-
story. How are we going to do
because we
another
have to talk-
episode?
We're going to do a whole episode.
Yeah, let's
on
do the
that.
whole episode.
I think
Oh.
there's a whole
We'll do the episode on this thing, and we'll explain every.
What was
part.
his name again? I forget.
Are we going to tease it or are we going to say it?
He's a British.
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it.
I wish you had a video though. That's the thing. You guys didn't video.
I don't. I have nightmares about it. I don't need an
Oh my
actual
God.
video.
I would have laughed so hard.
It was horrible. It was a horrible
And
experience.
you actually,
I still would have felt bad.
I
for him.
look
Yeah.
like an idiot. I can't even watch. I'll never watch another one of his movies because I get anxiety because I feel so bad about it.
And he's got a good Christmas.
He's got beautiful blue eyes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Can we change this up?
Okay. Let's say something. Okay. Thanks, Al.
All right.
Anyway,
Moving on.
I worked in
I'm-
Charlotte. I worked in Charlotte after I worked in Charlotte. Are we still going down that road?
Let's make it quick. We're wrapping up.
Wrap it up.
How'd you
Okay.
get to the Preds? Let's
Yeah.
Let's go. We'll get into.
Again, making it short, I do joke that my career is based on a lie with people because I saw Jeff Genther, who I mentioned earlier on the podcast, sitting rinkside at a game. I knew he oversaw the Preds as well as the Charlotte team. So I went up to him and asked him if I could talk to him about my future with Fox Sports and that I loved hockey. And he said I should reach out to Randy Stevens. I waited a week, emailed Randy, said I was going to be visiting a friend in Atlanta for a week and I would love to buy him coffee. It was a total lie. Praying he didn't say an early time. Sure enough, he said like 8:30 on a Wednesday. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning in Charlotte, drove down to Atlanta, took a 15-minute meeting telling him the Preds have never hired a girl. I love hockey. I want to be the first girl.
Wait. So he thought you were local.
No, he thought I was visiting a friend in Atlanta for a week. So I was going to be there a week. And I wasn't.
So any day he said, she's like,
I
she's gonna drive
said,
down that
yeah,
day.
I was just going to
Yeah.
drive down that day
That's like
because the
next
team was
level.
on the
Oh,
road.
good.
That's
for you.
next level. Like,
Yeah.
That's like
that's impressive.
So,
sorcery. Like
yeah.
that
like
is. That is.
so it got even worse.
Premeditated.
Okay, sorry.
We
I
did
didn't
the
interrupt
meeting.
you. I was impressed by that.
Yeah. So we did the meeting,
awesome.
and at the end of the meeting, he was like, "So what are you and your friend doing today?" And I was like, "Oh, she's got this great restaurant tonight." I got in the car, drove right back to Charlotte, and I don't know if he knows that story to this day. But like 2 months later, I went and I was doing minor league baseball at Pomona, New York, living in a dorm, and I got the call, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to come down and audition?" I drove 11 and a half hours from Pomona, New York to Nashville. Stayed the night, did the audition, stayed the night, drove back. And then 2 weeks later, was walking through doing my pregame for baseball and got the call from Bob Cole. And it was like the
That's
biggest
amazing.
weight off my shoulder.
Yeah, but you
Bob, so
earned that.
Bob Cole works for the Preds.
Yes.
We've wrapped
He's our
up
boss, yeah.
before. He's our boss. And
he's responsible for all of our careers.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
He's a visionary.
we all wouldn't be here without Bob Cole.
No.
That's the truth. And it's unbelievable. It's crazy.
Bob
We'll
Cole
get in
makes
more-
the world's.
And everybody
Wears many hats. Wears
Everyone's-
many hats.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cheers to Bob.
Cheers to Bob. But cheers to Lindsay.
And bad.
So cheers to Lyndsay. She
Oh,
came
thanks,
in
guys.
10 years ago.
Yeah, but I feel like you wouldn't have
Crazy.
denied it. Like
No.
you're putting all these
It was,
options. You're like,
I was driving everywhere. I did drive when I got the job. I had to drive a U-Haul from Charlotte up to New York, down to Columbus, and then to get
that's
all
how
my
you get
stuff.
something.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
other girls or people weren't doing that.
Thank goodness I had supportive parents
but like
too.
Other people weren't doing that to try to get a job.
Yeah. It was like, there was no, like, I was
didn't have to do that to get my job. I didn't have to do that.
I have to tell you, we have to get in. That's another episode is how I got my job from Bob Cole.
Yeah. And I'll get in.
Oh gosh, that's a good story. We got to do your guys' is how you guys.
It ended up at Martin's barbecue, but
I know the story. It's good.
Thanks, Pat.
Let's seal the deal.
So we have to dig into this because since you've been with the Preds and since I've been with the Preds, just you guys, I get it.
Sorry, I don't even know what to do with this. It was Lyndsay.
You got to get one eventually.
I was just trying to.
You'll get one eventually.
Well, yeah.
I was kind of thinking of you getting me one.
She got me one.
Well, so we got it.
I'm just showing that I was thanking her while you're.
Hopefully, the team will help us out this year.
So, Lyndsay, I know you flip over stones. You don't leave anyone. You're going to hit it all. Right?
Yeah.
You try. And so, the amazing thing I found about working with you for last year, on the desk, and before that, is you constantly have young women around you, young professionals trying to find their way.
Yeah.
So I know you pay it forward. So I want you to talk about that because I know you talked about the people that helped you along the way. I think it's impressive. You take the time.
Yeah.
And it's not just, I'm not talking about once or twice. I'm talking about like every other game, there's someone coming over. It's like, hey, I'm at Tennessee and you do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
firm believe
I'll be the next Lyndsay Rowley. So
how cool is that though, by the way?
No, it's awesome.
It's very cool. It's very humbling.
You're a self-made woman.
Yeah. It's very humbling.
You're a believer in this.
I am.
I know you spoke at High Point just recently.
I did. Yeah.
Giving back and bringing everyone around you.
Yeah. I always tell girls, like, if whether they message me or they email me or contact me in any way, if I don't respond, it's genuinely because I did not see it. Yeah. I will always make a point to respond. Maybe it might not be right away. And I always tell girls, if I have not responded, please follow up because I always am open to any or young guys too, because there's a lot of guys getting into the industry as well. Wanting to be. I did, yeah. We had some. One of the guys got a job at a minor league hockey team. So yeah, congratulations to him. So yeah, no, I'm all about the younger generation and paying it forward because I had a lot of people get me to where I am. Mentors, back at Channel 4, and then even the girl who was the former Blue Jackets sideline who met with me, and I'm always willing, whether it's to just a phone call, a Zoom, a text, a message. Or if you can come shadow me at a game, whatever it may be, because a lot of people helped me, and I know I know some people don't necessarily always want to do that because it's a fear of, are they gonna take my job or whatever it may be. But it's like, at some point, I'm not gonna do this forever. and Okay, well, that's another episode. No, but but no, I hope, like, I look back to when I started 10 years ago and there wasn't as many women in hockey as there is now. So my hope is 10 years from now, there's even more women in hockey, and not to discriminate against younger males getting into it at all.
It's just like you want to weed out.
No, stop it. You know what I mean. No, equal opportunity.
I'm a girl's dad.
Equal opportunity. And a young gentleman can reach out to me as well. You're more than welcome to shadow as well.
You know what? I think it's awesome that you do that.
Thank you.
Well, she said Bagchucker the week. This episode, 100%. It's a good story.
Time again, you supported.
I try.
So many people, and you just paid for it, and you thank you for what you have and paid for it. So I find that, like, one of your, you do a lot of stupid things too.
There was in a delight.
Well, at some point you're gonna rub off on me. I've been hanging around you for like 8 years.
That's my part of it. Can I give my other part of the part? My part is you actually keep him in check because this guy,
that was about somebody.
Our commercial breaks are brutal, though.
Yeah. But you can say one thing and it's harsh, and you can't even talk like this on the podcast. No. You'll say one thing, you're like, Hal? Except it's not that
Park
words.
it.
It's not that words. And he goes like this. And you never see how he's like, sorry. He's like, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, there's a certain line you can go.
Our commercial breaks are
very open.
But she's fiery.
Until
She's but because she's professional, she's emotional. She does it all the time. I love that.
And my favorite thing is after a year of work.
we've been together. It's been a long time. Bart said it's been 8 years. It's been 8 years.
8 years I've been here.
Jeez, Harold.
I've been 9. I've been 9.
9. Holy smoke.
What?
Decade though.
Holy
she's the
smoke.
veteran. She's the
I'm
always
8, 9, 10.
That's Willie. Was Willie here? Oh, sorry.
Willie was doing radio longer than me. So broadcast wise, he's more, but TV wise.
Preds? Like that's what
I think he was Preds, but he was radio. He wasn't TV.
I can't wait to get Willie on.
Yeah, Willie, broadcast wise, he's longer than me.
Can we talk about our crew for a second?
Our crew is awesome.
Yeah, let's finish.
We have the best crew in the NHL.
And people that don't know us
for a team
say, "Oh my God, you guys are the best."
They do.
Can we just
because we're a family?
We started with the best crew.
Yeah,
we did. You and I came in.
Weber and Terry Chris.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are legendary.
Yeah. And they're so welcoming too. Although Crispy, the first thing he ever said to me when he met me, he said, the first thing I'm going to tell you, he didn't even say, hello, my name is Terry Critton. He said, darling, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that bless your heart does not mean bless your heart. It's the first thing he ever told me when he saw me.
Well, he was giving you a belly button.
I know. And I was like,
I mean,
I walked away being like, does he like me or not like me?
For some reason, I got a lot of that. Yeah. As a massive national, I got a lot of bless your heart. So I can appreciate it. I wish someone told me.
Yeah, it was the first thing he said to me.
It's endearing. It's a nice
thing.
Yeah.
But P. Weber,
we both
nicest human ever.
The nicest
human encyclopedia.
I've never met anybody like him.
No, his brain works differently than anyone.
The most generous guy, like we all get like during the season and, doing all these things. Every single Christmas since I've worked here.
Yes.
I've got an Amazon gift.
Yes. It's the sweetest thing. Or Starbucks. So cute.
The best.
Claudia.
I'm like,
because he knows how much I love coffee.
I got 3 kids. I'm like,
I know.
I didn't buy it.
I know. During COVID, when we used to have to come test every morning, he would bring it because I used to bring Charlie for him because he loves my dog Charlie.
He loves animals.
He loves animals. So every time I would he knew when I would come test, I would bring Charlie in the back seat and he would bring a special treat for him every game day to give to Charlie.
He's got the
so cute.
He's one of a kind.
You know what the problem is?
He's so sweet.
Is I find Predators will be like, hey, can you go do this event? Cook.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And just go entertain. Go entertain.
Yeah.
Because they're used to dealing.
They're used to Terry,
Weber and Terry Chris,
who can entertain anyone and everyone.
Walk into a room and immediately they're
entertained. Yeah.
Terry Chris,
they love telling stories.
They're like telling stories.
Yeah.
And everyone's all in.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm not like
that either. It's
I'm
crazy.
actually like, what's it called
like
again?
That is tough shoot.
Introvert.
This is a whole another episode.
I'm a hybrid as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is another one.
So we're dealing with legends.
Yes.
Of entertainment.
Some of the best that can just like captivate a room.
Yeah.
And they raised Smash.
They did.
For sure.
And they couldn't have picked 2 better guys.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
Great guys.
Yeah.
They have a bar named after them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so now we got, we're trying to figure out our show.
We try to find out who we are.
Yeah.
And it's been a journey.
Willie Donick is we talked with a look.
Is he not the nicest person?
No.
And the purest love for sports I've ever seen.
Talk about that. Like he is an absolute sports nerd.
Oh yeah. But it's like the purest love for any sport on all sports.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes me want
not just hockey, baseball, football, like any sport. He's just like this pure love for it.
But then when it comes to the Preds, he's all in. Like we're riding wins and losses. We're riding like the current trends. Jacob Underwood is one of our crew.
Yeah.
He does actually he's the graphics guy, but he's the analytics guy.
Yeah, he knows.
Guy. So he does like 2 in 1.
So many things.
But it's like they care so much at a different level. On a different level. Because you and I are like, we're player mentality. So I'm like.
Can I just say Willie is one of the sneakiest Bagchuckers.
Oh my God.
He is.
He was like, how about the videos? We're gonna
like, he doesn't.
He's quiet.
He's cool. He's then he's like a savage.
He's a savage. but in a good way.
Yeah.
We got to get Willie on.
But if we're like, if
Yeah.
we're going to play pickleball, was it? I'm in.
Oh yeah.
We're going to head Camelback. I'm in.
Especially if it's something competitive.
Yeah. We're going to play darts.
Like me, I'll race for a beer. But him, if it's something competitive, he's going to be the first in the lobby, not me.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
not even shocked. But he'll be like,
Yeah. Like, yeah.
They say,
you know, watch
baseball, Vanderbilt basketball.
I know.
There's no
How many people can say that?
There's not that here.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Sanders.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
like
say there's no one.
anyone.
Willie Donick was
No, not
So-
anymore. Like you can't do it anymore. Well, I guess small
Wasn't
tennis maybe.
anymore.
You're an
Anyone.
idiot.
Delmar.
jokes.
Eddie
Time
Delmar.
to end it.
I was going to say,
I think we're
you're either drunk or tired. So that means it's about time to wrap.
This is the story of my life.
no, but we'll get into all this. This is great stuff, guys. By the way,
Yeah.
we have a lot of stories. If you haven't figured out right now, we're gonna get all of them.
Can we please just move on? We're working with Maxers.
Maxers.
Does a
Oh, love Maxie.
We work with Jay Moore, who's doing
Jay Moore's a
great
pure
job.
Western Hockey League guy.
Fred's alumni, original alumni,
He's an OG Pretz.
and back again this season. Kara.
Yeah. Love Kara.
So
She's
we have
my
a big
favorite
season
human.
planned out.
Yeah, we'll have Kara on too. We'll do,
Oh,
we'll do
yeah.
She is the best. Can't wait. I'm still trying to convince her to live with me.
We have to talk. We have to get her.
I'm trying to get her to live with me because every year she rents an apartment. Oh, and she's got Remy, her
Lyndsay's-
daughter.
Lindsay's probably so organized.
I'm so organized. I am.
How about this is the other thing we have to
Okay.
talk about. All of our
am.
routines during the day. Lindsay at game day,
I
go-
am
we go
very
to the rink.
recommended.
guaranteed she's getting something ordered to the desk. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes
On
I
a
do,
game day on the
sometimes I don't.
road, every
always wanna
time
go to
I've
one.
got something ordered
Really?
and is waiting at the desk when I get
Yeah.
back.
And I do that sometimes. He wants to go for lunch.
Yeah. It's
Willie
always
will-
Chipotle or a Poke Bowl.
So
Every road
we gotta
game
dive
day.
into that stuff. Though. We gotta dive into like what
Love
the
your team.
what the rationale is behind.
Unless
Like what's
I maybe
That's
had
right.
one too many espresso martini.
Then it's a fat kid day. But that's my fat kid voice.
is that Sunday and when we're in Buffalo on Sunday we're like
I love Big Macs. I love Big Mac. And Whoppers.
Who does?
All right, that's our episode.
Thanks for having me,
All I'd like
guys.
to say, thank you for coming on, Lyndsay
That was
Rowley.
actually really good. That was actually I think that was probably your best one.
Whoop.
We'll see.
Oh, my
Probably.
voice going.
Oh,
We'll see. We'll rate them.
Get
We'll watch it
better.
back, but
but rate it. Like,
rate, review, like, give feedback. That's the most important thing. Is just
Yeah,
we
that's
want
a
the
big one.
feedback because we want to talk about what you want to hear.
should we bring Lyndsay Rowley back on?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Don't have that. What if
she's gonna
people
be,
say no?
She's gonna be a consistent co-host in this thing.
Direct
We're just gonna.
messages, don't put it
Yeah.
over the air. Like, don't hurt her.
Oh,
you can hurt our
no.
feelings.
I guess, yeah, be
You
honest.
can't hurt my
Meanwhile, they're
feelings.
gonna be like, "Can you pick skills me off?"
No, they won't. No, they won't. They might kick me off. We can't hurt my feelings, but
No.
but you can try.
Honesty
want.
is the best, Paul.
Like it, don't like it. Let us know what you think. And thanks for listening.
Thanks
to
for listening.
And also-
Bagchucker Podcast episode. Cheers.
Cheers.